Finals, we had 5 rounds of Swiss. I am here with my co-innkeeper, DS Adam.
What's up, dude?
How's it been, man? How's your day been?
Dude, we had a lot of new faces come out here, and that was awesome. I'm really happy about that.
Yeah, a lot of people came out for that Nemzi, and
they decided they want to stay.
Yeah.
Speaking of new faces, 2 new faces to the Brawl Grand Final between Rhymenoceros and Fizz.
And if that doesn't show you anything, it shows you that there is so much talent in Philly that doesn't even come out to these things. And they are ready to go. And they are ready to play some Hearthstone. And yeah.
So Fizz mentioned to me that he was happy with he was actually ecstatic with the result of the last game because he did not want to run into Priest at all. And Rhymenoceros' lineup does not have Priest.
Yeah. So he was able to avoid Priest in the last one. Right? Or no?
No.
Yes, he was. He banned it? I'm not sure exactly what happened.
He may. Yeah, I didn't. I was unfortunately not available for the first match, so I did not see it. But he says with his lineup core, I don't want to run. I hate running into Priest.
Well,
so you got your wish.
It's very easy not to run into something when they're not playing it.
Yep.
So it looks like we're queuing into the challenge screen now.
Players about to queue in right now. Rhinoceros looked like he was in good control that last matchup.
He has the aggro lineup, so it's pretty hit or miss. You know?
So this is a aggro lineup. The Paladin is more like a mid-rangey, but still all tempo oriented decks. But if that's the fight for board and want to keep it.
Yeah. How do you feel about possibly banning Shaman instead of Rogue?
Shaman doesn't really present a lot of problems for the decks that Rhyme has. Because your Paladin can handle it, your Warlock can handle it, and your Mage is probably the worst matchup against the Shaman.
Yeah.
But for the most part, the rest of your decks are fine. And
I think
you can leave up Shaman's kind of like, I hate to say it, but Shaman's kind of like an iffy deck lately.
I think with the Shaman, you've seen Fizzix play, you know his Shaman is a lot slower. So I think that's maybe a reason you don't ban it. But the Shaman, it's the one or two, like, it's the one deck that really has a solid 50-50 against all those Keleseth decks, even with Keleseth, you know?
Right, yeah, because you basically are on board most of your goal is to basically be on board as wide and as much as possible.
Let's talk about something else. The opening hand for Fizzix. We have, in the semifinals, he had Coin Barnes Eternal Servitude. In the finals, he has Coin Barnes Eternal Servitude.
Okay, well, the only saving grace for Rhymenoceros, that Barnes is not getting a Lich King.
That is true. We will not have 4 or 5 Lich Kings like we did last time.
But we are going to see a Barnes, and we are going to roll the dice. So best possible outcome is always Yasarj here.
That's probably the second best outcome.
That's
right?
still an acceptable outcome, because massively rezzing the Obsidian statues just grinds down so many resources that you have when you're a player. But Rhymenoceros can definitely answer this pretty cleanly without having to give up any kind of lifesteal or losing minions because of Mortal Coil.
Yeah. The main issue is that you're gonna have to deal with 2 more within the next 2 or 3 turns.
He can actually get a full clear here, and protect his board a little bit, because you can get the councilman up to 4 if I'm not mistaken.
Unless it dies, it gets sniped.
Unless he gets sniped.
And it did. It got sniped, and that's a tough loss. Now he'll at least get some cycle out of this imp.
Okay.
But
that was actually the best possible result for that discard.
But what's it gonna do against another?
Now you have to face a real one.
Yeah, it's easy to kill the 1/1 version.
Oh yeah, very. But killing his 4/8 as Shaman, it's like 9 possible. Not without using as the Warlock. Sorry,
I like the silence here. I think it deters from getting a lot of value off that Doomguard.
Yeah. Well,
and Doomguard's the one really easy way you can clear this.
Even then, the Doomguard isn't really that easy. You still commit multiple resources and the Doomguard and discard 2 cards from hand.
It's relatively easier than trading in over the course of 3 turns, though, I believe.
Right. So, right here we can see that Fizzix still sitting pretty behind the Obsidian statue. And Rhymenoceros not really the way to remove it.
Yeah, and there's another Obsidian statue. So even over the course of so many turns, you could have to deal with 2. You can deal with 1 more.
Well, we might be seeing. I think we might be seeing another Eternal Servitude this turn, because I think you want to just get having what's better than 1 statue, or Holy Nova is also an acceptable answer. It clears out most of his damage.
Glacial Shard's okay. It stops it from attacking, but I actually think you should just drop Cairn.
Yeah, here I think Cairn is perfectly acceptable. Considering you solved the silence, you can at least maximize Cairn value.
Maybe you Shadow Essence next turn. Try to pull Yasiraj. You have Barnes. You have Lich King and
you have Lich King and 1 statue in hand. So you're either getting a statue or you're getting Ysera, or you're getting Sarge.
Yasiraj. Yep.
Yeah.
Opts to hold on to everything and just says, I mean, I don't have to overcommit. I don't have to commit a lot to this right now, so why would I? I think that's another. There's some merit to that strategy.
There's just like really no clean way to break through this Obsidian statue, and it's really crazy how a 1 card really just like holds the board so well for Big Priest.
Yeah, it's definitely holding the line.
Like you might only get 1 threat, but man, it's a threat.
Yeah, and we've just given up our entire hand. So he's going to want this to hit the Cairn, probably. And it hits the worst of the options again. So now you can see
Rhymenoceros kind of shaking his head a little there. He looks like a little unhappy, and then he's going to be even
I don't
more
like
unhappy.
Shadow Essence. I think you just go for the guarantee. I don't like Shadow Essence here at all.
So, yeah
you go
Servitude's more than fine.
You go with that again, and then at this point, Rhymenoceros just has to giggle.
I think here you're kind of looking at it, maybe I'll just go to next game, depending on what this draw looks like. 'Cause I don't really see any outs for this.
No, there isn't, but maybe there's no. I don't know if there's any merit to conceding, because you chip through, you chip through somehow. I don't know exactly how, but you do.
Right, but you're never gonna kill him with all this lifesteal.
Eventually hit Gul'dan though. So like
that still doesn't. I don't know if that really matters though.
Yeah, I'm not saying that the odds are good for Rhymenoceros. I just don't know if it merits a concede. I think in a tournament format, finals, money on the line,
you just play it out. Yeah. So now the damaged Obsidian statue yielding to Yasiraj. So now only 1 possible outcome for Shadow Essence.
You must attack the minion with taunt.
The minion with taunt is in the way. And now another minion with taunt is in the way. And his name is Arthas.
Doom Pact never getting played. Not yet, anyway.
You don't really need it. Not yet.
But they're forbidden ritual value.
What?
Wait, tap first, right? Does it matter?
Yeah.
I mean, it's actually solid because the odds that he pings off a 1/1 are so good. If it pings off the Cairn, I'm gonna cry.
The Bane, yeah.
Oh my god, yeah, Bane Bloodhoof. Seems like a pretty clean Dragonfire potion. Seems as clean. Yeah.
Holy Nova is looking juicy. That clears 8 damage. That clears 9 damage from the board. And heals up the Lich King, giving him more further value to his hand. Ooh.
The Obliterate is so strong.
That should close it out. Yeah. Honestly, I honestly don't know how
you can clear everything with the the Doom Guards are a pretty good pickup, but it just dies when you trade it in.
This needs to be a Gul'dan draw like right here, because I don't know how you get around everything else. And that's a card he just can't. I don't think you can afford to even play the Flame, but I guess
you can. It gives him the out of Frostmourne though. I mean, out's a rough word. He has complete control of this board right now.
And now a natural Yasiraj.
And this is guaranteed.
Well, guaranteed Ysera.
Wow, look at us deck tracking as casters. That is next level.
We're good at this game.
No, we're not.
No. All right, and Rhymenoceros reaches for the concede, and that is going to be game 1 to Fizzix with the Big Priest. And what more can you say is that you got Barnes on curve, and you had a bunch of red spells. You're probably going to win games if it's Big Priest.
I mean, semifinals and finals, he had all of it. He had all of the nuts. It was insane.
I mean, even though he drew his big minions through his hand, it really wasn't that big a deal.
Even on timing, though, like he had so much stall that he was able to play those big minions on an empty board. Now here's this Shaman. I really want to see it do some work. I like it.
And then Rhymenoceros.
It's a lot slower.
Rhymenoceros actually moving over to the Paladin, which is kind of a questionable move considering Shaman and Warlock were up. But I mean, Murloc Paladin can definitely get there. And then Rhymenoceros' list seems to be more aggressively tuned with the chums.
And Fizzix just says full keep. We're just doing it.
We're
doing it live.
So this is a list with no, if I'm not mistaken, with no corpse takers.
The Paladin?
Yeah.
Yeah, there is no corpse takers in this. I
Against
do
control Jade Shaman.
It's gonna be a tough win. I think the Control Shaman is strong. I think it's an underrated deck because it still runs the super powerful Evolve package and a Bloodlust, so it can still get there.
And it still had, and the real equalizer is that card sitting in the middle of Fizzix's hand, Volcano.
Yeah, I think. Oh, a second one.
How about another one on top of that?
How safe do you feel with 2 volcanoes in your hand? That's just like
fairly.
You feel like you're in a warm blanket and nothing can touch you.
Yeah. Maelstrom Portal here is not 100% a good
play.
play.
What a one drop!
It gets a really high roll on the Maelstrom Portal, and Rhymenoceros just
is not happy.
Is not happy about that. He knows he's going to have to trade into that on here, unfortunately. The question is, how do you back up the what I assume would be a Grimscale Chum?
Yeah.
I mean, the question is, are we that much in a rush to push damage, or are we gonna try to maybe just hold back a little bit, maybe get some value from a Paladin Secret?
I mean, if you're playing against run-of-the-mill Shaman, I think you feel like you're in a good spot. The fact of the matter is you're not.
He could also have developed the Rallying Blade there, but not as much value here in this matchup. Like, the Rallying Blade isn't as valuable as it would be in a normal, like, Token Shaman matchup.
Yeah, and I think we're going to see an even trade here and just 3 damage to face. Back down to 27.
The secret he got, I believe, was Kodo.
Redemption.
Redemption, rather.
Right. I like playing Crawler here. Crawler pass.
Crawler's fine. And then the Redemption's still a really nice face. It means he can pretty much ignore Rhymenoceros' or Fizzix's minions.
You can push a lot of damage with
There is something to say about Megasaur right now.
I like it.
So you get Wind Fury or 3 attack, that's a lot of damage. You get Death Rattle, that protects you. Like protects your board.
Yeah.
I mean, you're not really protected from the Volcano.
No.
That's the only problem. So if you do Death Rattle, that's not that good. If you and Crackling Shield isn't that good either, unfortunately.
Yeah, you probably just +1/+1.
I don't. I mean, surely he watched the game. He watched the previous matchup and saw that there was volcanoes.
Yeah, but then you got to run the odds. Like, does he have one? Does he have it? You know, like you still have to play that game. Unfortunately, the answer is not.
So now the question is, what minion's going to get redeemed? And I believe it's the Chum.
No, it's going to be the.
Oh, it's going to be the Megasaur.
Yeah. So.
Oh.
Now, a lot of damage still hits face. I think you can get away with, like...
Do you really want a War Leader now? That seems okay.
It seems fine. I mean, like, his clear next turn is Volcano anyway, so, like, that 1/1 really doesn't do that much. I think you just push as much damage as you can. Or Rallying Blade, but if you're Rallying Blade, you don't want to trade. If you're playing... It depends on whether or not you're playing around Volcano. If you decide to play around Volcano, then the play is Rallying Blade, face pass. Or Hero Power pass.
Yeah, if you're playing around Volcano, I wouldn't commit any minions in hand.
It's a question, though. Like, do you really want to play around it?
I might.
It's easy for us to say to play around it, because we see 2.
The thing is, because your repopulation strategy is Vilefin, Hero Power, into War Leader.
He's going to go in. If he plays Vilefin and War Leader, that's a lot of commitment into this board, and it's going to feel pretty bad.
The Volcano is a massive punisher.
This is smart. You have to go face, too. You don't trade.
If you're playing around Volcano, yeah. No way. You're putting him down to 9.
That's solid. I mean, it's getting there.
And I don't believe this deck has much healing. It might have Jinyu's.
You have the Volcano here. You can't get away with Devolve. You can't.
You have to force the Volcano here.
It is Volcano. That's the only play, and that puts him on 3 mana the next turn, so he's in a pretty good spot.
Because Devolve still loses his potential damage. And this is he only really needs half a Volcano to clear up everything.
Yeah, I think Rhymenoceros is in a really good position here. So the Volcano comes down. He has 4 mana next turn with coin, so he plays Jade Spear, which is just too slow. So this
I think
turn,
that's a really good repop.
this turn
here.
you see Tide Caller,
Vilephin,
Vilephin, or you can
Probably
hero power. I don't even
probably
think you play the War Leader. I think you save the War Leader just to push the damage.
Yeah,
Because you
we're
push
pushing it
for
next
lethal
turn,
anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he misplayed there. He should have hero powered first, and I definitely think you swing face here almost every time. Yeah, no, I don't really.
Well,
like,
the only
I don't
question
like
is
this play.
the only question is there like Hot Spring Guardians? If there's Hot Spring Guardians,
There
that's a
is Hot
problem.
Spring Guardians, but
Okay.
I think you still push face here. I think you're
But that draw.
Devolve's solid, but it's not good enough. But that's why I like swinging face.
Aww. Well, those are not.
Oh!
And there's the, we didn't have lethal now. Before,
We went from
we do
all
now.
to wow. Penguin attack.
All right, Rhymenoceros pulls it back in an unfavorable matchup against the Shaman, taking game number 2 with his Paladin.
Well, that was the cutest little lethal I've ever seen.
Oh wow! You know, it just does my heart, warms my heart that Snowflipper Penguin is a 0-mana minion.
Yes.
That means I could see something like that.
Yep. So now that is a win. So win on the Paladin, right? For
Win on the Paladin, tying up the series to
Rhymenoceros.
1-1. So Rhyme looking over to the Mage, and Fizzix looking over to the Warlock, Zulok, I believe, if I'm not mistaken.
And is that Fizzix rocking that new Nemsy?
Yeah, Fizzix rocking the new Nemsy skins. No one had it last. You know, we had a Warlock mirror with no Nemsy skins, and we totally had it today.
That's so disappointing, right?
I know, right? Rhyme coming off with a win with the Paladin, going into Secret Mage with Babbling Books. Really interesting choice, because Babbling Book doesn't really do much except for control matchups, but Fizzix coming through with a hand lock.
So I tested a little bit of Secret Mage, and I actually really liked like you run just straight up normal Secret Mage, and then you just throw Jaina in, like just to get there sometimes. And like everyone disagrees with me, but I feel like it's good. I think it's good.
Mage has a lot of strong choices. It's just a matter of you only have a 30-card deck.
Yeah, that's true.
Cool.
So Farseer really contests the board well. Unfortunately, there's another Farseer.
Yeah, he contested it. Yeah, he gives up a Farseer.
I think you just draw cards, right?
There's no reason not to play Arcane Analytes here, I don't think.
That's the argument, is you want a 4-3 to contest the board, because you don't want to fall too far behind on board against the Warlock. That's the argument. I don't hate it, but I do really like drawing cards here.
Well, the 4-3 minions are only play. You can't really play the Apprentice in this spot because
That's what I mean.
Because Defile.
Yeah. So now
that's a pretty big. Okay,
now,
this leads to
now
a
it's
very
Twilight Drake almost every time.
It's a pretty big one. It's gonna be really hard for Rhymenoceros to deal with it.
He can double trade. Feels bad though. He's not gonna come out.
Oh, I think he's gonna look at.
Oh wait,
Defile.
but it's not a clear.
It isn't clear. It does leave up 1 health.
I don't like that play. I think you wait better. You wait for a better Defile here. Now you just draw cards.
Well, you can. You're safe to play your guy. I mean,
well,
you
yeah,
see one
yeah,
Defile
yeah.
now.
For Dalaran.
So leading in next turn, looking at some solid options.
So now it has to be Twilight Drake?
It's really not looking any better.
Oh, he doesn't like it.
So, I mean, you know, Crawler isn't going to get played, but I don't think they're either of them going to survive this turn. Well, they might.
They can.
I
like ignoring them, to be honest with you, and making him trade them in. I don't like trading them in if I am Ryan here. I think Rhymenoceros needs to push the face damage and play the Hydra, forcing the Siphon Soul and forcing him to trade.
The problem is, like, the follow play for the Hydra isn't, from what we can, the caster standpoint, is not that good, because Enforcer.
I don't like half trading either. I think you just go. If you're going,
yeah,
you go.
if you were going, you should have went. Yeah. Okay.
You have to Siphon Soul. You Siphon Soul trade, and then you play like Arcanologist and Counterspell or something, or maybe Mirror Entity. Mirror Entity is really good.
So a trade here, so Okay, so opting to around the soul.
Is
but
he-
he will clear the 4-1. He's gonna opt for a bit. Ooh.
But he opts to take 8 damage to face for fun. Like, that's just what he does for fun now. So he's at 11, and then 11. That's like 11 plus 6 is
that's a pretty risky.
8 plus 6 is what?
It's a risky
14.
line. It's a risky line.
You have 5 damage to play with.
Maybe he's planning on trading in the Dreadlord for.
Look, ready? Now he top decks. Now he top decks Counterspell, and everyone's sad. Oh, you need to play Counterspell here. You need to play Counterspell. I mean,
Opts not to.
It's a tough read to like.
That probably was. Like,
It's a tough read because you're like, oh, he doesn't have Siphon Soul, right?
I think he just wanted to avoid like a double trade into the. Okay, so now Siphon Soul comes out, which would have been prevented.
But you have Bone Mare.
Bone
so
Mare's
you
good enough.
Still be fine.
So Bowmare gonna push 6.
Yeah, and then he'll have to Twisting Nether, and then you can just reload with Karen. I think you're in a good spot if you're running here. I still like Counterspell instead. Like Counterspell is just so insane. Like you just win the game that way. But
Well, yeah, because
yeah,
if that counter spell hits, that's it.
it's it. It's game. It's it. It's over.
Like,
So that's why I think you play instead of
like,
killing the
because I
full
don't know, because as the Warlock, I don't think you really can like afford a turn of I'll play Drain Soul, I'll play around counterspell.
Yeah, and it had 7. It had 7. So if he would have traded twice, it would have been alive with 1 HP, and it would have been able to hit him in the face. It would have.
So opting for the Nether now as opposed to with Medivh.
And then it's easy Karen, right?
Easy Karen into Hero Power.
I think that puts him at 7. So maybe you Mana Rim Karen here.
Yeah, I mean,
Because the next turn you can like cycle. I kind of like throwing the Mana Rim down because like this way doesn't really set up for lethal. It gives you some outs though.
there's plenty of cycling to get
Yeah.
to the burn that Rhyme can use to finish the game.
Do you only need a Frostbolt? That's too
You only
slow.
need a Frostbolt.
I mean, he can get there. He can heal up a little bit with He could actually Drain Soul his own
Yeah, he could heal a lot.
Mistress and Mixtures, which would heal him for 6, which would put him up to 13, which puts him like pretty far out of range. Can you heal up to the point where you can tap though? This is a losing play, isn't it? He'll go to 9 now, or no, he'll go to 11 now.
So he does opt for the heal. So 11 is out of range.
So
But still plenty of cycle. Still plenty of burn to be drawn.
that's why I like playing Mana Rim last turn. Because now look at all the spell value you're getting off of it. This is all damage that could have went face.
Right, Manowar could have attacked this turn. Scalebane. This is a unique list.
Yeah, it's definitely interesting. I like Scalebane though, man. It pushes a lot.
There's no reason not to here.
But no, you just counterspell. Do you not?
I don't think you really fear Nether. You get Karen. You get a Bane rather. You get a Bane token.
Yeah, you're still
You get a
fine.
Bane
You're
token
still
which
set up
closes
for
the
lethal.
game.
You still set up this way. You're right.
I think there's.
Yeah,
Yeah, he can't really afford taking any more damage there. So Rhymenoceros goes up 2-1, winning with the Tempo Mage, and I felt like that's a big that was a big one. I'm not saying those Exco are pretty even with each other.
For sure.
But
so Rhyme is left on his Warlock.
yes,
Yes,
the
Rhyme is
the
still
Zoo
his Warlock.
Yeah.
So we had the Warlock Mirror, Nemsy versus non-Memsy. Very important meta decision right there.
well,
very
Mimsy
important.
is also the meta decision.
Yeah.
So, but Zoo versus Handlock, which we didn't really see like a whole lot of handing that game. There wasn't like that Drake set in his hand a lot for Fizzix's hand for a
Probably
long time.
too long. But that's fine. I mean, it ended up getting some decent value later. So the Galactic Crawler in hand for Fizzix is always nice to see because you always want to be able to snipe that captain and the Voidwalker. His hand's looking really strong against.
I think this might be a pirateless Zoo list actually. Unless I missed something earlier.
No, there's patches in here.
Okay.
I believe, right? I don't know. I'm pretty sure there is.
Well, there is a trend to not playing that package anymore for such reasons.
Yeah, just to play around the crawlers. What do you run in place of the pirate package though?
Well, I've seen some like Blood Imps I've seen
Blood Imps on top of fire pack.
there's that one list with the Mind Breaker.
Oh wow. I like this. Just push.
I like that play a lot.
Job's done.
Get some cycle out of there too. And you have a decent turn turn 3.
I mean, maybe you just say like,
Maybe you just
hey,
tap
crawler.
Maybe you can it's either crawler or tap.
Yeah, I like crawler here. It can test the board pretty well. Ooh. So
Solid pickup
you need to like cross your fingers
and dodge the
and
Doom
dodge
Guard.
the Doom Guard.
I mean,
That's all you need.
Doom Guard's actually a big swing card in this game. That's how you're gonna close it
Do you
out.
tap first? Are you
If
playing
you
something?
don't, you can play the. If you don't, and it does hit the Doom Guard, you can at least
the
play a
other one
guy.
drop, but you're so far behind. If you you're ahead on board, but you're behind in life.
This may be a tap last scenario.
That's fine. That's good. That's what he likes to see.
I think you develop.
Yeah, you develop here.
There's no reason not to.
Defile
Because
pickup is a clear.
the file is not a clear.
Yeah, it is with Mortal
Oh,
Coil.
with the Mortal Coil,
It's
yeah.
not a good clear. I never said it was a good clear.
Well, there's
it
there's
was
a
a
Hellfire. That is a clear though.
Yes.
So now Fizzix has to Rhymenoceros rather has to navigate this kind of carefully.
So it's easy from our perspective to say go face with everything, but that's our perspective. And he
I
sees
think
it
you
the
do
way we
it.
see it. I like that. I like this play.
I think you do it because there's no reason to
Triple
trade, because then you give him a turn of development. You give him the
So-
priority turn.
He's not really interested in hellfiring, I don't think, this turn. He's gonna play that crawler.
Well, he drew new options, but I think Crawler's not looking any better than it's going to get. And you definitely want to stem some Doomguard value. And I'm totally okay playing Doomguard. Well, I was okay playing Doomguard until just now. But it's still a decent play.
Why not just Dreadlord?
Deathlord just really contests the board. And I suppose you can clear one guy.
So many possibilities.
Yeah, I like Dreadlord better here. I actually think you hold the Doomguard until you play both your Dreadlords at this point. Your Dreadlords are so strong. You can clear it. You can clear it with Shadow Bolt.
Yeah.
It's pretty nice. But then you play another one. It's a strong turn.
Well, the Medivh pick is pretty nice because with the coin,
Yeah.
the ATH value just skyrockets.
Yeah, I think you just drop second. Either that or you tap Serenite Chain Gang. Yeah, that's also fine. But that just gets cleaned up so nicely by Hellfire.
Because we're not going to be coining into. We're not going to be coining into Enforcer.
No, you're not. You could, but you're
I
gonna
don't
want to
think.
save the.
Yeah, I
coin
think
for the
here
ATH.
we want Medivh. Yeah, like you would, as in this spot, Medivh would be a little bit better.
Yeah.
I'm okay with tapping here. Seems okay. Tapping into Earth and Ring.
You're
seems
still fine. You're not stressing
Yeah,
health
because
or anything.
anything he puts out is going to get instantly dealt with by Medivh. With a follow-up turn of Twisting Nether.
Kelseth a little later than you want him, but you'll take him.
I mean, you were never not going to play him when you drew him anyway.
That's fine.
That is very fine. We wanted the Chang Gang.
You could. Nah, you definitely just Medivh this turn, I think.
You can't lethal you.
Yeah, you can't lethal you.
And you have a ton of big spells in hand.
I like being greedy and coining Medivh.
I mean, you get a 7/7.
Yeah, and
That
you have
has
a
to be
7/7.
dealt with.
Yeah, they can't just stay. I like coining Medivh, but
He's gonna go for a little bit of a safer line, I think.
there's also no problem with playing it safe. I think you're at a point. You're in Fizzix position, right? Your back's up against the wall. If you lose, you're done. There's a big difference between first and second in this prize pot.
Yeah.
I think playing it safe is understandable. Bone Mare picked up.
Bone Mare
Very
pickup
nice.
is pretty nice.
But Fizzix still not scared. Has Twisting Nether.
You have you have
now
plenty
you
of
have
answers
to
to
twist
this.
because now.
You don't twist now.
But-
Medivh development is fine,
But
there's no
Doomguard,
burst.
right?
There's no burst. Well, Doomguard's not enough burst. That's a one-off. It'll be one-off.
I don't know, man. I like it though. It's fine.
But here for Rhyme, it would be in his best interest to ignore the Medivh. If he has the
He
read
has to
on,
know that.
if he has the read on Twisting Nether.
But he doesn't because he's playing a minion. Right?
If that's the case here, yeah.
Well, you don't want to double trade anyway. So he's at 7 now?
Yeah.
All
But I
depends
think a
on
nether is fine.
all depends on what 8-drop this is.
I mean, there's not a lot of bad ones. That's a really good one.
That's a really good one. Ooh, you know what else is good? Karen Serenite Chain Gang.
It's a good one.
So
It's really good. It's a really good response play here.
Fizzix is so low that Hellfire and Abyssal Enforcer are almost unplayable.
You put yourself in danger.
A lot of danger.
A lot of danger.
I think you Karen Chain Gang every time. I mean, we will see. We will see.
I think you can do
level.
one. You can't do the other though.
You can do one. Your Lich King dies. You can't, man. You can't. It's a tough spot for Fizzix here, man. You could Doom Pact. You could Doom Pact. It's there.
It is there.
Do it.
He's gonna go for it.
But what happens is you can't trade with Lich King or you're dead.
Yeah, you have
And
to actually
then
go face with the Lich King.
If
You have to let your taunt do the work here.
wow,
I think that's fine
it's stressful.
because
Well,
you've seen both Soulfires, so he can't go over the
But
top.
you've only seen one Doomguard, right?
Doomguard does Doomguard does end the game.
He's not gonna do it. He's gonna go here.
Okay,
You
so-
take 2 this way though, right? No, you don't. You have to double trade.
Picks up a Death and Decay, which is actually kind of what you're looking for.
Tap. Doomguard's still strong. Death and Decay is really good.
These trades have to happen.
I think you just play out your whole hand and say, go.
Deal with this.
Yeah, I think you have to.
But Death and Decay is will definitely answer this. Well, most of it.
Most of it, not all of it, right?
No, it doesn't answer the fledglings because of the Kelseth buff.
No, but it does answer the fledglings because of.
Oh, because of the
Yes.
despicable Doom. Ooh,
Never
what?
mind. No, everything we said is irrelevant up to this point.
Everything is irrelevant because of Death Knights, but I
Yeah.
think he's still going to do the Death and Decay. Gets the what is that thing called?
Void Terror.
Void Terror. Thank you. Gets a full clear, and now
Wait.
at 7 health.
Wait.
Ooh. It's a
Wait.
I think we might have a Gul'dan standoff here.
But so there's a Doomguard. There's only one Doomguard. You have to.
Do you have to trade?
No, you don't.
No,
but
you don't.
You should, right? Wow, this is insane. That was an insane top deck. That could be game if he doesn't. And then if he doesn't, like, he has to go down himself.
Gul'dan for Fizzix actually brings back some taunts, if I'm not mistaken.
It definitely does. There's a Void Walker. There's one Void Walker, I think. Trading is probably worse.
There's the Void Walker pickup. You can't really play that now, unfortunately. Oh, he knows the Dreadlord's coming back, so this is fine.
Wait, what? He dies this way, right?
No.
He's alive at 1. That's the play.
He's alive at 1, goes to 6.
He hit it. That's game.
And that is game.
That's game. Oh my
Wow.
god.
And Rhymenoceros clutches it out.
That hurts, man. Oh, Rhymenoceros finishes it out.
And he's your Brotherly Brawl October champion.
Joining me.
And Reza.
And Reza. Reza's the true champion, I think. But this is intense. This was an insane.
That was
insane.
That was a
top
crazy
deck.
set.
I think it's definitely interview time. We
Yeah.
got well played from everybody coming out.
We're gonna get Rhyme up here for an interview.
Yeah, man. Whoa. First
Rhyme,
of all,
first of all, congratulations.
Thank you.
I want you to exhale for a second. Because I know that was stressful. You can. What questions do you have for the man?
Yeah. How tight were your cheeks that last game?
That was really close. Gold on off the top. You know, can't explain that, but I'll take it.
Also,
It pays the
Doom
bills.
Guard. The
Yeah.
next top deck.
That was like
was
exactly what you needed.
insane.
He did get the Lich King off of Medivh, which was
Yeah.
a pretty big swing on his
Yeah.
turn.
Well, he had,
Good.
from a caster perspective, you could have Medivh could have came out on 7. It did not. It's a nether.
Yeah, there was a couple plays that like I think definitely swung the tide of the game, and your top decks had a lot to do with it. Because I mean, we had you were almost dead to rights before the Gul'dan, right?
Totally.
Like then that was the one card in your deck that saved you.
Yep.
There was a lot of discussion over here about maybe going face with Doomguard. You decided to trade. How do you think that played out for you?
So I figured that if I didn't trade, I don't know what he could have done, but I felt like I left myself open
Just
for
more
some
stuff.
for some
I agree.
burst.
I agree. Maybe some like
that was like the
defile
only
clears
chance
and
that
stuff.
he could have really swung it back. And I felt like once I had that Gul'dan, I thought I was going to win no matter what, really, once I pulled that one.
Yeah. How do you feel about knowing that there was a Gul'dan in his hand?
Because there was.
How's
It
that?
happens.
Yeah, from the caster desk, it was almost certainly we thought a Gul'dan standoff.
Yeah, I definitely agree with you.
Yeah.
So
I drew
question.
mine first, so I would have. I don't know exactly how. He was pretty low anyway.
Is this
I
what
don't-
you expected when you came out here today?
Absolutely not.
So you were one of the few
This
people
is
who
pretty
did
crazy.
not bring Priest today. Can you elaborate on that? Even after that game against Big Priest.
I think that's what actually got me here. I was purposely my strategy is I went all aggro to play around Druid and Priest, considering. I don't know.
You just figured that would be maybe you figured those would be the most popular decks today.
Yeah, for
Okay.
sure. And it worked out because there was definitely I 3-0'd a couple guys against Priest just hitting the aggro,
Just
tempo
running
turns.
the priest.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
I want to ask you about Cobalt Scalebane in your tempo mage.
Why I play it.
Yeah.
So there's a couple
good.
things. So basically all my decks were teched around Priest. So
We're just playing it, making sure we can have something that survives Dragonfire.
exactly. So same thing with the Cairn.
Yeah, the Karen was in a lot of decks.
So I basically and like anywhere I could, I just subbed in Cairn and the Dragon.
So this is the opportunity. I don't know what like viewership's like, but any personal shout outs
Yeah.
you want to make? You kind of have the floor. This is
Hey,
what
shout out
you
to
earn.
people you want to thank you.
Yeah, people you want to thank. Anything? Nothing.
No.
No shout out to
Well, hopefully we see you back in the
Yeah.
future. Hopefully this isn't
Yeah,
the
this
only
was
time.
fun. I hope so.
And,
I
hopefully
feel like I heard I just got free entry into the next one. So
Is that what happens? Oh, we got a thumbs up from the producer.
Yeah,
It
so
sounds like it. So
we'll
we
see
will
We'll
if I
see
see
you
the
back to
return,
defend the crown. Yeah.
the return of Rhymenoceros. I hand over my crown to you.
Maybe next time we'll come with the hip hoppopotamus.
Oh, maybe.
The name is too long. It doesn't fit in the thing.
Oh,
He
yeah.
tried
So
it.
you're-
He
what-
tried it. He tried hippopotamus.
So it was hip hoppopotamo or something like that.
All right, guys. Well, we appreciate it, and congratulations,
Well,
man.
thank you guys for hosting and putting this on. This
Thanks,
place
everyone,
is
for
really
coming.
legit.
Yes, thanks for
It's really
tuning in
cool.
for everybody, for all the viewers at home on your computers, on your phones. It was really cool to have you stop by. We hope you had as good a time as we do. For Lesimos, I'm DES Adam. We'll see you next month.
Yeah. See you guys.